Welcome to another edition of Florida Newsmakers with our very special guest, Larry Robinson, the interim president of Florida A&M University. Mr. Robinson, thank you so much for joining us and being such gracious host by inviting us in here on your main campus.
Well, thank you, Jamel. It's my pleasure to be here.
Since the hazing death of drum major Robert Champion, the famed Marching 100 band has been on suspension for about 19 months. Now you've decided to lift that suspension. Could you explain why?
Well, one of the things I've been working the hardest on this last 19 months for the most part has been establishing the right conditions that would allow us to consider lifting of the suspension of the band. That included changes in administrative structure, operating procedures within the music department, having a team on campus of administrators and staff who could help us implement all of the new rules and regulations and procedures that we have developed over this time frame. And I just thought that based upon an assessment with all of the appropriate players on the campus, that we were ready.
Following your announcement, which came with great fanfare from some, was actually criticized by the parents of Robert Champion, who say the decision was based more on the financial interests of the university as opposed to its students. What do you say about that criticism?
Well, one of the first things I made comment on was that our hearts and prayers go out to the Champion family. Our decision is based upon what we think is in the best interest of the entire FAMU family, which includes our students primarily, the parents, stakeholders, and alumni. And so we just thought we had the things in place to ensure a more safe environment for the students in the band as well as other student organizations on the campus.
What were some of the lessons learned from this ordeal? You speak of eradicating hazing. However, on the heels of this announcement, we've seen other organizations on this campus actually engage in the practice of hazing.
Well, it showed that we have to remain vigilant, and there is no miracle or magic bullet to eliminating hazing. It takes a combination of activities, administrative changes, infrastructure changes, and of course, the most important one is changes in behavior of our students and those who care to participate, helping them understand that this has no value to them and to any organization that they would be interested in on this campus. So we have to continue to work on this. There have been a number of examples where we see our students are getting the message. They tend to be more inclined to report issues that even sound like or remotely look like hazing, and that's really, really good. And I think that that's an indication of our students and their behavior and lack of tolerance for this is increasing as well. And that's a very important part of the solution, having our students, be a major player in helping us to eradicate hazing.
What should people expect in the new Marching 100 come September when football season?
Well, I think they should expect what we all saw, but that should be it. An excellent ensemble of young men and women who are outstanding musicians, who can march with great precision and the other things that we demand of them to put on a very entertaining show.
Now, Florida A&M University is known as one of the top historically black colleges and universities in the nation, and it's due to many of its academic achievements. Tell us about some of those.
It's so many. I wish we had another 10 minutes to go through those, but I just point out to you that at the undergraduate level to the graduate level, we are noted for the outstanding production of African Americans in virtually every discipline that we participate in. At the undergraduate level, for example, we were just noted for being a bargain in terms of low overall cost, but then producing graduates at the undergraduate level who are highly compensated. In fact, we were the 4th in the state of Florida, 2nd in terms of public institutions in terms of the average salaries of our graduates. At our professional programs like pharmacy and those PhD programs that we have in engineering, environmental science, educational leadership, we also lead the nation in the production of, African American students in those disciplines. And I think it's appropriate for us to continue to do that because while we work on the diversity issue in employment and STEM disciplines and others, you can't get to diversity unless we address the underrepresentation issue, and that's what we do and in so many vital disciplines at Florida A&M University.
Now, as we wrap up, you've had a long history yourself with Florida A&M University, serving in many roles, including provost. What is the future for you? Is it about time to tick this interim status, and would you like to be in this position for a for the long haul?
You know, there is something special about being in the room that we're in, because lined along the walls are those former leaders of this great institution. I'm just flattered to have been able to sit in the seat on an interim basis. You know, I can go off into the sunset and say, wow, I had a wonderful career. So in terms of it changing, you know, that's a situation for board members to decide. But I just want everybody to know I'm humbled by having the privilege of serving in this capacity for the period that I've been able to do it.
Well, Mr. Robinson, thank you so much for joining me here on Florida Newsmakers. And to our viewers, we'll see you next time.